Yeah, I don't know how to. Well, here's the other thing too: is you pulled into their service station and stopped. Your brakes are probably okay.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Or if they just see you sliding, they're like, "Oh."
That's right. Maybe you need some help. Yeah. If you pass through the 40s, of course, the biggest iconic thing about the 1950s was, the drive-in era. And
drive-in theaters. Wow, you don't see those anymore.
We've created and named this after the Sunset Drive-In, which I believe was, if I'm not mistaken, was based in New Jersey, was the second drive-in in America.
Oh, wow. Second drive-in in New Jersey. That's pretty cool.
I think it was the second drive-in ever. We are actually going to do a online talk that we can welcome people through our website to discuss why Americana and the drive-in were so popular. And there is a drive-in in Gratz, Pennsylvania, and the person that leases the property is going to be one of our guest speakers. And we'll show some creative slides on the dawn and even the fall of the American drive-in. And there's one below Mechanicsburg, Haars, Haars drive-in. I think that's still in operation. If people know this area, they know that there are drive-ins around that they can get. So there's one in Gratz, and there's one in Mechanicsburg, Dillsburg. The next closest one, I'm not sure. But you got to wonder, before there was tailgating and going to sports and barbecuing, there were drive-ins where you could go in the comfort of your own car. You didn't have to get dressed up. You could go comfortable. You could get some concessions. And you could be right in your car, put the speaker next to you and watch one or two films that night. And it was just a very neat time to enjoy American culture in your American car. So the idea of drive-ins will never die. Everybody's going to remember drive-ins. And if you watch the movie Grease, the biggest thing when I was a kid about going to a drive-in was how many friends you were going to sneak in a trunk. And right when they get in the drive-in, I think the guy opens his trunk and his buddies pop out and they scatter. Yep, they charge you per car.
Oh, wow. I love that jukebox.
That jukebox, we need a little help from some volunteers that are good at fixing electronics. So it looks neat, but it currently doesn't work.
That's sad. I remember seeing these all the time, at A&M and stuff back in the 80s.
Yes.
Now you don't see them no more.
Pizza Hut.
Yep.
Pizza Hut
Pizza Hut.
Was the last of the jukebox holdouts. So we have a diner working. Well, there's no food being served, but we have a once working, functioning diner restored that's in the lower level and has the dime jukeboxes that you dial up the song right at the bar.
Oh, wow.
And that functions. We've got dimes down there that we invite our visitors to put in. Awesome. And we have another Seaberg jukebox that is a little touchy. It works some days and not others. So you can put on some Elvis and some other songs on there, or it might steal your quarter. You just have to come to us. We'll help you out if you lose your money.
Cool. Yeah, that's another thing these kids wouldn't understand. What's a jukebox? This is a jukebox. What does it do? What are records? It's you know what?
You're right.
Google it.
The one downstairs exposed. This one you can tell one time was converted to play CDs.
Yeah.
But we have one downstairs you can look at and maybe see if it's working today. That was once Betty White's car. And when she had cars, she would nickname them, animals. She had an Eldorado Cadillac that was yellow that she called the Canary. This one, her husband got the neatest color he could order, and she dubbed it the Parakeet. There is a picture on the dash, and what I'll do is we'll come in and we'll talk more about this. There's a picture on the dash of her driving that car with Carol Channing in the back. She donated that car to her favorite animal shelter out in California, and they sold it and got the proceeds because she was just an avid animal lover. The man that bought it from the animal shelter fixed some things and preserved the car. And then another Betty White fan bought the car from him, Nick Ferrantino from Texas. Bought this car, loved it for a while, and he donated it to us with the story of it being Betty White's, one of Betty White's. She didn't you know, she obviously wasn't super in love with the car. I mean, she donated it, but this was one of her cars that her husband bought. So you can see she and Alan and some registration from California. Her cell phone is still in there.
What?
There is a plaque that the dealer put in there with her name, and I'll come back in here and we'll remove the barriers and you can look in there closer and see it.
Sounds good. Thank you.
You got it.
Oh gosh. Oh, that's her cell. Oh yeah, that was nothing like my mom's cell phone, but oh, I can't wait till he comes back till he gives me the barriers. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna cry.
It was expensive when you got here.
We got Betty White's car, man. Freaking Betty White. Her actual cell phone's in there. I want to know if that's a cat or whatever that stuffed animal is, but I think it's great that her husband bought her this car, and like he said, they named all the cars after an animal, and that this is the parakeet. And I think it's really special when our husband bought her car. But Betty White has that life, you know. She really married young, and you know, Alan was a lot older than her, and you know, he died. And the sad thing is, she never remarried, never had children except for Alan's stepkids.
We give it to them,
and
they give us a donation.
I mean, that to me is like true the way of love right there to anyone. If you know.
And we help them.
But that's good that she likes animals, because I did like animals too. And like I said, this is a #1 hit show. I remember watching this show every night with my dad and my mom and my sister. But every time when there was reruns, my dad would always make us watch it. Always.
All right, here's what we're going to do.
He's going to move the frame for you.
You can come over here. A couple years ago, we were contacted by the producers of Jay Leno's Garage. And there was a thought of taking the car and driving it to Betty's house and letting her come out or look out the door and see them in it. But it was an idea that just never went anywhere. But so yeah, here's Betty driving in the parakeet with Carol Shanning in the back seat.
So that's Carol Shanning then.
That is, yeah.
Cool.
She was an actress that was kind of like a skinny, funny lady who was on Hollywood Squares and was like a comedian, and I guess they were friends. But yeah, so Alan Ludden bought this for her new. And it's a loaded up car. It's got power steering and brakes and tilt, and it has even an exterior thermometer on it. You can look here and see the temperature. Power windows and seats, and we maintain it and make sure it runs and drives.
Nice. I wish I could sit in it.
Well, why don't you?
Really?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh my gosh, thank you. I mean, this is the lady that did inspire me to be funny.
Don't play with the horn.
I won't.
It's disconnected.
I cannot believe I'm sitting in Betty White's car. How awesome is this? You don't get to sit in a
There were a lot of Golden Girls fans here.
I am a huge fan, like for real.
A couple weeks ago, we had a little celebration on her birthday, or day before her birthday. How are you?
This is awesome. You want to sit in it? You can get her plaque then too, with her name on it.
Is it okay if I sit?
Yeah.
Here, I'll get out.
So yeah, we drove it in and out of here. There is a Cadillac LaSalle Club that always invites us to their car shows and functions. Last year in Macungie, Pennsylvania, they had a Cadillac meet. No, they had a car show meet, but the featured car was a Cadillac, and they specifically asked us to bring some of our Cadillacs in our collection, including this one. So Cadillac people know Betty White had this, and she also had a Cadillac Eldorado, a yellow one that she named it the Canary. I don't know where that one is.
Okay.
It does still work.
I missed it.
Oh, you missed it?
You ready? Set.
Ready? Nice.